York City Comptroller and Democratic mayoral candidate Brad Lander just made a pretty big name for himself by getting arrested by ICE. Now, while at an immigration court hearing in Lower Manhattan, Lander was taken in by masked ICE agents. That's right. DHS security confirmed this in a statement saying that New York City Comptroller Brad Lander was arrested for assaulting law enforcement and impeding a federal officer. Our heroic, oh my God, this reads from North Korea. Our heroic law enforcement officers face a 413% increase in assaults against them. Yeah, I question that. It is wrong that politicians seeking higher office undermine law enforcement safety to get a viral moment. No one is above the law, except for the president, apparently. And if you lay a hand on a law enforcement officer, you will face the consequences. Assaulting law enforcement. Of course they're going to say that. Oh, I want to show you, by the way, some video of this alleged assault.
Do you have a judicial warrant? Do you have a judicial warrant? Can I see the judicial warrant? Can I see the warrant? I will let go when you show me the judicial warrant. Where is it? Where is the warrant? I have it in my hand here. You're obstructing. You're obstructing. I would like to see the warrant. I'll let go. I take to see the warrant. Put him in custody. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back. Step back. You don't have authority. You don't have authority to arrest U.S. citizens. Sir, you don't have the authority to arrest U.S. citizens. You don't have to. I'm not obstructing. I'm standing right here in the hallway. I asked to see the judicial warrant. By asking for a judicial warrant? You don't have the authority to arrest U.S. citizens asking for a judicial warrant. Stay back. Stay back. No, ma'am, for your own safety. For your own safety.
You're arresting.
Where are you taking him? Hello?
You have no authority to arrest U.S. citizens. Where are you taking me? And with what authority?
Why are you arresting?
And with what authority?
So here we go. I mean, ICE is arresting American citizens illegally, okay? They had an administrative warrant, all right, which does not grant, by the way, an ICE officer general law enforcement powers to conduct things like searches or arrests unrelated to immigration violations, all right, period. Now, the warrant they possess does not permit the arrest of anyone other than the person specifically named on the warrant unless you have independent probable cause that exists, okay? And I'm pretty sure that simply asking to see whether or not they actually have a warrant, I don't think that's probable cause, okay? Would you understand? He wouldn't let go. He wouldn't let go. Yes, because they wouldn't furnish a warrant to show that they actually had the ability to arrest this person. How can you trust that these agents are who they say they are without any sort of proof? I mean, look, we have had ICE impersonators rob and kidnap citizens. So yes, this man was well within his rights to ask for proof, to ask for a warrant. It shouldn't be that hard. And yet, for his efforts, Lander gets illegally detained. Once again, I'm going to tell you, ICE is a criminal organization. They are operating outside of the law and should be disbanded, and its leaders subject to prosecution for violating the Constitution. Look, I know that ICE is allowed to question, arrest, detain, and process the deportation of any non-citizen. I know that. But they have been violating due process. They've been arresting people who've been complying with immigration court directives. And again, people, a lot of the people are actually allowed to be here. Okay? They're checking in their court-mandated immigration hearings, and they're getting arrested outside of it. Okay? Immigration law requires that non-citizens at least be notified in writing that they're being processed for a removal proceeding. They didn't get that. So that they, of course, can appear before an immigration judge and actually have the opportunity, to challenge the government's claim that they should be deported. That, whole thing is called due process, which, again, they're not a lot of these immigrants are not getting due process whatsoever. And look, due process is guaranteed by the Constitution, the Fourth Amendment. It applies to everyone in this country. Everyone. Yes, that includes people who are undocumented. And it's not just the Fourth Amendment that ICE is violating. You've got the First Amendment. And I say that because they have gone after the protected speech of non-citizens that are here legally, like Rumeysa Ozturk. Her visa was revoked because she had had the temerity to co-write an op-ed calling for the U.S. to recognize that there is a genocide happening in Gaza right now, the genocide of the Palestinian people. Mahmoud Khalil was also arrested and stripped of his legal status because he supported the protests against the Israeli genocide. This organization is operating outside of the Constitution. They're violating people's civil rights. They're illegally arresting Americans for simply asking questions, asking for a warrant, asking for proof. I mean, calling this an assault is absolutely ridiculous. Where are the freedom people? Okay, where are the ones who were supposed to stand up against tyranny? No, they're out there cheering on the tyranny. That's what they're doing. Look, remember, too, that this is the same administration that pardoned around 1,500 Capitol rioters, some of whom were violent and actually assaulted law enforcement officers, hitting them with, like, batons, flagpoles, spraying bear spray in their face. I mean, come on. It's very, very clear that there's so much hypocrisy in all of this. Nonetheless, it's happening. They don't care about hypocrisy. Now, Democrats, of course, across the country, they took to social media and they condemned Lander's arrest. In fact, here is New York City Council member Tiffany Caban writing, "This is disgusting and horrific. He must be released immediately." Fellow Democratic mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani writes, NYC Comptroller Brad Lander was just arrested by Trump's ICE agents because he asked to see a judicial warrant. That's it. This is fascism, and all New Yorkers must speak in one voice. Release him now. So, look, he ended up getting released about a couple of hours after this ridiculous arrest, and he spoke to the press shortly afterwards, saying that, I'm fine. But the people that ICE was coming after, they're not fine. He added that the charges against him were, yes, dropped, and that what ICE and Trump are doing is basically destroying the rule of law. Quote, "We are not going to allow Donald Trump to wreck the rule of law, to deny people due process, and to turn our country into something that doesn't meet its obligations under international law. And so I just engaged in that tradition of accompaniment, of trying to bear witness, of trying to walk peacefully with someone, of trying to make sure that the rules are followed." Look, the only reason for ICE to arrest people who are following the rules is because they don't want to follow the rules. They want to intimidate other people and prevent them from calling you out for your illegal behavior. It's the same thing that happened with Alex Padilla. He was arrested forcibly because he had the gall to question Kristi Noem. The people that said, oh my God, the Democrats are going to try to arrest the conservatives. They're going to try to arrest conservatives. Oh, they're weaponizing law enforcement. Are the same MFers who right now are weaponizing law enforcement and arresting their political opposition. Once again, it is projection. It has always been projection. It has always been the right wing to crack down and arrest their political opposition because, well, they're fascists. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.